Hi, my name is Vidisha, and if you're first time you're watching me, I'm a 21 year old. I'm a 21-year-old living in London, and this video is just gonna let you know that why everything happens for a reason. I'm gonna share my story, that what happened to me, and why you should believe that everything happens for a reason. Nothing is by chance. It's all planned and totally planned by God, and you shouldn't doubt His plan. And why you shouldn't, I'll tell you in the video. So I'm just like 21-year-old right now, and I'm studying in London. I'm from India. I'm an international student here, and I came here last year. So the story starts like a few years ago. A few years ago, around like 3 years ago, I guess. I was in like a very depressing phase of my life, where literally I was in a victim mindset, where I've thought about like everything is just against me, the whole world is against me, nothing is working in my favor, there is no God, we are just here to suffer and all of that. And then one day I got diagnosed with a health condition. It's like nothing serious at all. It's just something that required my attention and my care. So that's where the story starts. Because I was already in like a very stressful phase, and on top of that, my health got ruined. So I got onto medications. Now, what that medications did was like it literally messed up my whole system. I was like really messed up, like my body can't digest anything. It wasn't just functioning well, it wasn't looking well or anything like that. And my doctor just told me that you need to like control your stress, otherwise all of this is just gonna go to waste and you will never be able to be good again. So that made me forced to reduce my stress, to become a better version, to become a little bit more calm and surrender. But it was like very hard, because I wouldn't say that my childhood was like very toxic, but yeah, it has been like very hard. I wasn't like spoon fooded, or I didn't like born with a silver spoon. I didn't have anything when I grew up. I was from a very middle class family in India. So I struggled for everything that I wanted, and on top of this, there were like so many hard things happening in my life. So there was like no way for me to see anything positive, to think about anything positive in life. So to think about anything positive in my life. And on top of that, when I got sick, I literally questioned God that, like what the hell, man, like seriously, this is the time that you have to do this. You know that it's like the worst for me. You cannot get it like more worse. It's just impossible for me to like control everything right now. It's just like going out of my hand. It's just out of my control. I can't do anything about it. It's just making me more mad. Why the hell is this happening? And I questioned for first few months. I was like so depressed. I was more depressed positive. I was more angry. But then again, I needed to control my stress. I needed to control my emotions in order to get better, because I have to get better. There is like no other way. So in order to reduce my stress and make my body well again, I started to work on myself, just for the formality, to get better again. I started exercising, I started meditating and everything, just in order to get better. So what literally changed everything was like me working on myself. Because I was like getting physically active, it did kind of changed my mood. It did kind of made me feel positive, made me more energetic, and look at the thing in a positive way. Apart from that, I also did like meditation. So that was like, starting meditation was one of the most traumatic things that I've been through. I started like a 30-day challenge of meditation. And for the whole 30 days, for all the 30 days, I literally cried. I cried my eyes out. You would see me like crying for hours. I have no idea why the hell I'm crying. I still remember the first time I started the guided meditation, and the guy just said that breathe in, breathe out. The second time I breathed out, I started crying. It's that day since I was doing meditation for like 30 days. I cried all 30 days, the whole meditation. And of course, every time I've completed a meditation, I felt lighter. But that's where I realized that I have like stored so much emotional trauma in my brain, that is what is weighing me down. That is what is making me depressed. That is what is making me feel this way. That is what is making me not move forward. That is when I understand that where is this emotional trauma coming from? How do I get better from it? Because I know that if I keep getting deep into it, I'm gonna be like a lot more depressed, and I might like do something harmful to myself that I shouldn't. But yeah, because of the meditation, I got that this is the thing that is making me feel this way. And now how do I stop it? So I started like, working on my mindset. I started getting into spirituality. That is when I understood that I have emotional trauma, and what can I do to get rid of it is when I started spirituality. I started learning more about it. I started reading more about it, not just spirituality, but just like overall wisdom, mindset, manifestation, and everything. And that is where I learned one of the most important things, which is that you can either be the villain of your story or the hero of your story. It depends on you. What do you want to become? Till that day, I was becoming the victim of my story. I complained for everything. Why is nothing working in my favor? Because God doesn't like me, or people doesn't like me. I'm just here to suffer. It's their fault. It's that fault. It's this person's fault. It's this thing's fault. It's because I didn't have money. It's because I didn't get that much love. It's because I didn't get that much. And look, the other people are getting this much. I'm just here to suffer. I was in this whole victim mindset. I complained about everything. But the day I learned that it's you who decided you want to be the hero of the story or the victim of the story, I decided to be that. I would be the hero of my story. There's nothing that can stop me from becoming the hero of my story. Now I'm gonna write my story. I don't care what's happening around my life. Only the thing that matters is how I look at it, how I conceive a situation. Even though if it's the worst situation, I can think of the best way possible this can turn around. And I started doing that. And believe me, everything started just happening like I imagined. Like the best case scenarios always work. So this is the thing, this is your reminder that you decide if you are going through a tough phase right now, or whatever you're going through. Just remember that it's you who can change your life. No one else is coming to change your life. It's you who have to stand up for yourself. You have to work on yourself. And I'm not saying that it's an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. When I started learning about myself, I started hating me. That what kind of a worse person am I? I thought I was a kind person. I thought I was a good person. But that's when I realized that I was blaming other people for my doing. They did what they had to do because maybe that's the best they knew. But me knowing that I can do better, and if I'm doing worse to people, that means I'm also wrong, and I'm more wrong than them because I have more knowledge than them. So if you know that you are the one who's making it even hard for you, then you have to stop. You just have to look. You have to like change your perspective. And I'm not saying that it will happen like overnight. It takes me like months to figure out what's happening in my life and how I can turn it now. But you can start today. You can start slowly. Just sit right now and write on the piece of paper everything that you're feeling. No matter how many pages you fill, just write it down. Because we are humans, we cannot interpret everything into our mind. We need somewhere to get it out. Decide how you go to therapy. You say this to other people because you cannot calculate everything in your mind. You have to say it up. You have to say it out. You have to get it out of your system. So get a piece of paper and write everything that's happening in your life and understand why it's happening. And then realize that how can you change it. And the day Are you understanding? You want to change your life around, is the best day of your life, and you will only understand it when you are going through the toughest time of your life, because that is where you understand that, okay, I need to change. If you are like on your best self, like, why would you want to change? Of course you can better yourself, you would want to better yourself, but not like you want to change your whole life around. That is why I was saying that, everything happens for a reason. Even though after I changed my perspective, even though I was over my depressive phase, I was in a good phase. After that, I faced like so many hard things. After that also, I faced like so much hard thing. Even like what I faced before, it was like more harder than. And there's like balls after balls into your life. Then one thing is happening, that another thing is happening, another thing is happening. It's like very, very, very difficult. I'm not saying that it was easy. It was just so difficult. And me, for like a teenage girl at that time, it was like more hard. But yeah, I started thinking it like this, that everything happens for a reason. I just have to think of the best way this can turn out. And I started thinking like this, and I got through every hard thing. And that has made me the person I am today. That's who the Vidisha is today, I go around and advise like 30-year-old people, and they said, how did we like not know this, that you're like so much more mature, how is this all coming for? I was like, because I've been through a lot. I've failed a lot, I've faced a lot, I've tried a lot, I've been through like very good phases of my life as well, and so I understand the importance of it. And you wouldn't understand it just by watching this video. You have to face that thing in order to understand. When you go through this thing, is the only time you understand. So if you are going through something like that, that is like not a bad thing. That there is literally a space for you to grow. So grow, believe me, just grow. Because now, like a few years ago, when I looked at my sickness was the worst thing that could happen, my health conditions the worst thing that could happen, is what made me forced to change my life around. Is what has made me come here today. Is what has made me strong enough to be here and figure out everything. Is what has made my parents proud of me. Is what has made me money, get me materialistic desire, get me people, made new friends, and have people around me that loves me. Because I changed myself. I was hating the person I was, and if you do that too, that it's okay. We don't have to love ourselves if we are going through a bad phase. All we have to do is just work on ourselves to make us better and make a version of ourselves that we are proud of. So yeah, now I look at it, I think that the sickness was the best thing that could happen, because if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be here. I would have never had the courage, I would never have the mindset to think that I can come from that small things and have something this great in my life. I would have never thought that I could go to London to study alone at the age of 21. I wouldn't have the courage if I didn't go through that phase. I wouldn't even have the courage to give the first exam, because I would just feel like, oh, I'm gonna fail. That's my life is meant for suffering. Nothing good happen in my life. It's not like this good thing is gonna happen in my life that I would ever be in London. I would have never thought that. But because I went through that phase, I changed myself, is what has made me come here. And even after that, when I was applying for studying abroad, my first priority was to go to some other country, and I worked around 1 year on it to go to that country. I got the best grades. I started learning the language. I gave my exams for it and everything, and I scored so good, and everything was done. But I couldn't get in the country due to some reason, and I have to change my plan. And at that time, again, I was sad. I remember I cried for a whole week, that like, why God, why is it like happening? Like, I tried so hard. There is like a lot of people who are like less worthy than me going there, and I couldn't do it. Why can't I have anything that I want? And so at that time I didn't understand why, but now I understand. So I changed my plan. I changed my plan of going to that country, and I changed it to the UK, and I come to the London. And believe me, I love it here. I do. I can't even think of going to that country again. If they asked me, I was like, I would slap that Vidisha who said that, oh, that's the best country for me. No, this is the best country for me. I love each and every second that I've spent here. I have made such good friends. I've made friends that like help me grow. That's one thing that I wanted. I have got like a lot of support from like some people here. When I came to this country, there was like so many people were like, oh, you can stay at my place, or you can stay at my place, you can I'll find you a job, I'll find you this. And the support and the love that I've gotten, I don't think I would have gotten it in the other country, because I didn't know anyone in that country. And it's not easy to move to another country. It's not. And even if you get like a little, like this small support, it literally makes your life so easy. So I found very good friends here. I found the type of people I wanted. I found one special person here as well. I don't think I would have found them if I was in the other country. I'm finding my field here. I'm loving my field here. I'm loving each and every second I've been here. Here also I go through like a lot of difficult things. Like every month I go through something. I get kicked out of houses. I get kicked out of jobs and stuff like that. But still I'm like happy, because it's helping me grow. It's all about your mindset. Once you start looking at things in a different way, the things you look at changes, and it does change. Let me tell you another story. That when I moved to London, first I was living in a different city for some time, and then I moved to London. And in the different city, I knew there was one of my uncles living there, so I just went to their house. When I was coming to London, I moved to a house. I paid the deposit, the rent, and everything. And it was like one day I moved it. The second day, the owner just told me that you have to get out of the house. I can't let you stay here. And I was heartbroken, because I was on the verge of being homeless. I wouldn't have a place in the night to sleep at. I was so scared, so sad, and I feel like my whole life is falling apart, because that's the worst thing that can happen. Like in an afternoon, a person just calls you and says like, you have to get out of the house, you can't stay here anymore. Of course your like life will fall apart. It did for me. I cried so bad, but somehow by God's grace that I ended up finding another place as soon as possible. And believe me, the place that I got after he kicked me out was the place that I wanted, was what I asked God for. That these are the things that I want in my place, these are the types of people I want there. This is exactly how it's just supposed to be. But it did it in the first house, it didn't. But I had no other option to like adjust, so I just went to the first place, because I had no time or anything else. So I went there, and I made peace that okay, this is all my life. Even if I don't like this place, I have to stay here for at least 1 month until I find another place. And he kicking me out that day, I literally found another home by that night, and that was my dream place. So I had this special thing that I want to spend Christmas with my best friend. My best friend is in the same city, she's in London, and I manifested it. It was on my vision board and everything. I want to spend Christmas with my friend. We're going to spend it in her same house. And this place is just like 5 minutes walk from her place. So we literally hang out every time. The place, the people, everything is just so nice. I love it. I don't want to move out of there. And also that place like got me one of my other best friends, and I wouldn't have met that person if I was in that house. So you have like no idea why some things happen. I also thought that why God, why do you have to make me go homeless, like literally, why me? But now I understand why me, because he gave me the kicked out, and the moment that I got out of that situation, I just felt this immense confidence that I can get through anything. There's nothing stopping me now. Like, you cannot control me. You cannot make me go sad. No one else can make me feel bad. I can get through anything. If I can get through that, if I can get through being jobless, if I can get through being homeless, I can get through anything in my life. There is nothing stopping me. That is why I'm saying, the moral of the story is that you don't know why certain things happen, but God knows, and He has planned it in a way they get to the point exactly where you want to be and where He wants you to be. But to get there, you have to go through a certain stage, you have to go through a certain path, so that you understand the value of being there, and you grow in the way. He doesn't want you to be the same person when you get that thing. He wants you to learn. He wants you to grow. He wants you to make worthy of that place. He wants you to make worthy of that opportunity. He wants you to value that opportunity. Now, because I've been through like so much, if something bad happens in my life, my first words are like, thank you, God. I just want to see how this turns out. Will this be a lesson for me, or will this change my life for good? Or I don't know. But I'm just curious to know what's gonna happen. And now if something good happens in my life, my first words are, thank you, God. I get money credited, thank you, God. I get good health, thank you, God. I get an opportunity, thank you, God. I get good food, I'm thank you, God. Believe me, all this suffering has made me so connected to God that I feel like God is looking over me each and every second. He is there for me. He is there for us. You're not alone. He's there. And you have no idea in how He works. But His work is like miracle. He does miracles. He makes you go through a situation to build you, to grow you. Nothing else. He doesn't want you to suffer. He just wants you to grow. So if I haven't been through that phase, if the God didn't grow me, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be advising other people. I wouldn't be making this video. I wouldn't be able to go through all of this. I wouldn't be able to make my parents proud, made myself proud, made me love myself. If I hadn't been through all of this, you might think oh my God, why is this happening? I am the only one who suffers. And believe me, you're the one chosen by Him to grow. So just grow. That's all I had to say. That's all I have to say. But right now also I am going through a difficult situation, but you see me smiling, happy. I'm so fulfilled with my life that even though if something bad is happening, I know that it's gonna be okay, because I have faith in God. I have faith in myself. Even though some people, some of my friends come and say that, oh my God, something bad is happening, I don't know what to do, and I say do you have faith in me? If yes, then I have faith in God that it's gonna turn out better than you have imagined. And it does turn out better than you have imagined. If you have seen my first video that I put on this channel a few weeks ago, I said that I lost my job and I'm sad, I need money and I need stuff. It's 20 days after that video, I got the job, a better one. I got the money that I wanted, and I got the other thing that I didn't ask for, and that's making me so happy. So I told you in that video as well that I have faith, because if you are at your worst, that means He's gonna pick you and He's gonna put you to the best, and I'm going through my best right now. So it's all His plan. He has to make you wait for certain things to make you understand the value of it. During this 20 days when I didn't have a job, when I didn't have anything, I was sad, I learned another lesson. I learned more about God. I got more connected to Him. I learned more about myself. I worked more on myself, and I surrendered that my problem is His problem. Now it's not my problem anymore, and the problems are solved. That is how He works. You don't understand it. You never understand how he works, but he works. He works in a miraculous way. So yeah, this is all I have to say. That everything happens for a reason. You don't know why, when, how, but all of this is happening for a reason, and it's gonna turn out way better than you have ever imagined. So if you ever lose hope, don't. Because if I can get through something, then you are much more capable than me. Believe me. Believe me. You're much more smarter than me, talented than me, skilled than me, and you can get through anything in life. So you're gonna have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful life. I can promise you that. I can promise you. Yeah, that's all for this video. I know it's a bit long, but thank you so much if you have watched it this far. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Just don't lose hope, and if you feel like you can't do anything right now, just surrender yourself to him and he will make you figure out. Thank you.